my earring. Hello fellow knitters and hookers, and welcome back to Ben's Balls of Yarn, where we are starting a new series called Tutorial Tuesdays, where I'm going to show you how to make things. And in today's video, we're going to be making this lovely earring, which I based on the video I made 2 weeks ago about the Christmas baubles. It's essentially a mini version of that. If you want to get a pattern for the original baubles, I'll leave a link in the description below. Okay, without further ado, let's make this lovely earring. So, as I said in the intro, we're going to be making this mini bauble. I've made mine into an earring, but of course you can use it as a normal bauble or for any other purposes you can think of. So here I have the bauble I made 2 weeks ago, so you can see the size difference, and obviously it's a different pattern as well to accommodate that smaller size. For materials, I used this embroidery floss. I just got it from the works, it was very cheap. And for a crochet hook, you want to use a 2mm crochet hook. This is the smallest one I have, so you might even want to use a smaller one to get an even smaller earring. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using Aran yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. By the way, if you prefer written instructions, I'm starting a free newsletter and this will be available there. Link in the description field below. So we're going to start with our white yarn and we're going to make a magic loop. This is how I like to do it. So I have my yarn tail hanging over my hand like this, and I secure it with my thumb and I wrap it around. I insert my hook under the first strand, grabbing the second strand, pull it through with a twist, then taking the magic loop off my hand, and I pick up my working yarn and I secure the magic loop between my middle finger and my thumb, yarn over and pull through. This is a slip stitch and it does not count as a crochet stitch. So we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches, that's US terms, into the magic loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 6th single crochet, we're going to omit the final yarn over and pull through and leave 2 loops on the hook like this. Right, we're going to close the magic loop. So to close the magic loop, pull on this yarn tail. Oop. Nice and tight. And now we're going to do our first colour change. So here's how I like to do a colour change. Some people like to make a slip knot. I cannot be bothered, so I just hook my new colour over the yarn and pull it through. I need to go into the first stitch of round 1. So what I always like to do is count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the first stitch here. So we're going to do a single crochet in your coloured yarn into this first stitch. It's always a little bit tight, so I use my fingernail to pull that crochet hook through those 2 loops. And we're single crocheting, but we're going to stop when there's still 2 loops on the hook and pick up the white. And we're going to complete that single crochet, and then into the same stitch we're going to do a white single crochet. But again, we're going to leave 2 loops on the hook and change colour again. So we're going to repeat this coloured single crochet and then a white single crochet 5 more times to make 12 stitches in total. So let me show you again. So into the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet in our coloured yarn, leaving 2 loops, and then a single crochet in the white yarn into the same stitch, leaving 2 loops, and then pick up the green yarn into the next stitch, single crochet in coloured yarn, leaving 2 loops, single crochet in the white yarn, leaving 2 loops. A tip: when you're picking up the yarn always pick up one from the front and one for the back, otherwise they're just going to get twisted, and we don't want that. So in this case, I'm always picking up the green yarn, the coloured yarn, from the front, and then when I drop it, I pick up the white yarn from behind. So repeat this 6 times in total all the way around, and I'll meet you back for round 3. I've just finished round 2 and I still have 2 loops on my hook because the next stitch is going to be in the coloured yarn. So for round 3 we're going to be doing a single crochet in colour, and then we're going to be doing an increase in colour and white. Let me show you. So change to your coloured yarn, single crochet in the colour, completing the stitch completely. Then single crochet into the next stitch in colour. Ooh, I'm just struggling here today, guys. Okay, this time we're not finishing. Every time we want to change colour, we leave 2 loops on the hook and complete the stitch in the other colour. So in this case, white. And this is going to be an increase, so we're going to go into the same stitch and do a single crochet, leaving 2 loops on the hook. Drop the white, pick up the green, and we're going to repeat this. Single crochet in colour, increase, colour white. We're going to repeat this 5 more times. So let me show you one more time. Single crochet in the colour, in the next stitch, single crochet in the colour, leaving 2 loops, and then pick up the white from the back here, single crochet in the white, leaving 2 loops. Do this 4 more times and I'll meet you back for round 4. Okay, I've just finished round 3 and I've left 2 white loops on the yarn. I haven't completed the last stitch because again we're going to be changing to the coloured yarn for round 4. So pick up your coloured yarn. Okay, round 4 is a little bit more complicated because we're going to start the round with a decrease in the colour. So to do a decrease, go through the front loop of the next stitch along, and then go through the front loop of the following stitch also. Well, mine's a bit tight, so I'm going to use my thumbnail. There you go. And then yarn over and pull through both of those loops. And then to complete the stitch we will yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. But we're changing to white again, so pick up the white and pull through these 2 loops to complete the decrease stitch. Next we are going to be increasing in white. So into this stitch we're going to do 2 white single crochets, and then into the next stitch we're also going to do a white single crochet, but we're going to leave 2 loops on the hook and change back to our coloured yarn, and then do 1 stitch in green or whatever colour you're using. So this is going to be our pattern repeat for round 4. We're going to do an increase in white, a single crochet in white, and a single crochet in green. And we're going to do this 5 times. Only 5 times for this round because we started with a decrease, so we've got a slightly different ending. So that was 1. Let me show you one more time. So we're going to change to the white colour. We're going to do an increase in the next stitch, all in white. We're going to do a white single crochet into the next stitch, leaving 2 loops on the hook. We're going to drop the white yarn. We're going to pick up the green yarn. We're going to do a single crochet in green. Okay, so repeat that pattern repeat 5 more times and I'll meet you back to show you how to finish off round 4. Okay, so I did my decrease, I did my pattern repeat of an increase in white, a green, or colour 5 times, and now I've got one more stitch left before the end of the round. So in this final stitch, we're going to do an increase in white. So change the colour white and do 2 single crochets into the final stitch of round 4. Round 3 I should have said. Ooh, sounds like a helicopter or something. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Never mind. And we can complete this stitch because our first stitch of round 5 is going to be white. So for this, we're going to do 1 white in the first stitch and change the coloured yarn, and we're going to do 1 green, and then into the next stitch we're going to do a green white increase. So green, drop the green or the colour. I keep saying green but I mean to say colour. Pull through a white loop, go into that same stitch, pull through a white loop, drop the white, pick up the coloured yarn and pull through a green loop. Okay, this is where our pattern repeat is going to start for this round. And we're going to do this 5 times in total. Green single crochet, then a green decrease. So we go through the front loop of the next stitch and the front loop of the following stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and then we're going to do a green white increase. Or I should say a coloured white increase. I would use red yarn, but I don't have red in Aran. So we're going to repeat that 4 more times. Colour, single crochet, colour, decrease, colour, white, increase. Let me show you one more time. Colour, single crochet, colour, decrease, and colour, white, increase. I'll meet you back once you've done that 3 more times. Okay, with that you should have completed round 5. We have one final round to do, and this one's pretty easy because we're just going to do 24 single crochets in green all the way around. Before I do that, I'm just going to pull the tail end of my magic loop just to tighten it up a bit. And I suggest you do the same. There you go. So that looks a lot better. So, change to your coloured yarn and we're just going to do 24 all the way around. You'll know when you're finished because you won't be able to see any white stitches anymore. Place a stitch marker at stitch 11 of this final round. This will help us when we are seaming the 2 halves of this bauble together to get the snowflakes to align. If you don't have a clippy marker like I do, you can use a safety pin, or you can just pull a piece of yarn, put your crochet hook through here and pull a scrap piece of yarn through this stitch to mark it. Okay, let's continue with the next 13. I think that's right, my maths aren't that great. So we've now completed our first half. We're going to chain 1, pull the yarn through completely and cut here. Now I've been very sneaky and this is actually my second half. So for the second half you don't want to chain 1 and you don't want to break the yarn. Okay, sorry if the camera's at a slightly different angle. I ran out of storage on my phone and had to delete some other videos. Let's slip stitch these 2 halves together. we're going to go through the front loop of the next stitch. And we're going to go through the back loop of the 11th stitch, which is why we have a marker here, on our first half. Then we're going to pick up our working yarn. I'm actually going to cut this white one off because it's totally in the way. Pick up our working yarn and we're going to slip stitch, going through all of the loops on the hook. Let me show you that one more time. Go through the front loop, go through the back loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Through the front loop, through the back loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. So go around doing this until you have about 12 stitches left open, and then we're going to stuff this. Okay, so when you get to your 11th stitch marker on the second half we did, this stitch should line up with the first stitch of round 6 we did on the first half. So that's how you know if you've accidentally skipped something. So let's take that out and go through the front loop, go through the back loop, oops, go through the back loop, slip stitch. Now we've kind of got this jog in the work. So we're going to go through the front loop of the second sphere, semi-sphere, and then here on the first semi-sphere we made, we have a chain stitch. We want to ignore that. Just tuck that inside the work, and you want to go through this, what would have been the 24th stitch of round 6. And you want to go through the back loop there, and pull through all 3 loops. And basically you can't even see that jog when you go like that. So that's why I didn't bother with an invisible fasten or something like that. Fasten off invisibly, don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's continue slip stitching until we just have a relatively small opening left for stuffing. Ooh, it's almost Christmas. Stuffing's making me think of Christmas food. But that's not the kind of stuffing we're gonna stuff into this ball. Okay, so I'm ready to stuff. I've only got a small opening left, so I'm going to pull my yarn through like this. You could put a clippy marker on, but I'm just going to pull it through so I don't accidentally undo any of my slip stitches. All these tails, perfect stuffing. I'm just going to push them inside. Oop. Not your loop though. Okay. And as in my previous videos, I'm just going to use all this yarn scrap I have to stuff my bauble. Obviously you're going to need a lot less if you make the mini size. You'll probably just need a few scrap yarn tails, so it's quite a good way of using up scraps actually. But I'm going to use all of this and probably more to get it nice and stuffed. Let's get this loop back on the hook and we'll tighten it back up. And we just need to completely seal the bauble by doing these slip stitches. I like to press my thumb on the stuffing there. And the stuffing is going to want to push the 2 halves apart, so you know you really want to hold it together as you are slip stitching. Ooh, which I'm struggling to do. Okay, that's fine. I'm just doing my final slip stitch here. Okay, got a little bit of red yarn poking out from my stuffing. Let's just push that in with my crochet hook there. Ooh, 9 frame. Okay, to finish off, we're just going to do 15 chain stitches. 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we're just going to pull the yarn through, and we're going to break the yarn, which means cut it with scissors. Okay, we need a tapestry needle, which I didn't mention at the beginning, but we need to weave this end in. we're going to skip this first slip stitch and we're going to go through the next one, which is about here. Okay, just to leave a little bit of a gap. Obviously that's up to you. And just put a few stitches in there. Sewing has never been my forte. Just make it secure as you believe it needs to be. And then thread the yarn through the work like this. Cut off your tail close to the work and put this tail in your scrap bag for your next amigurumi project. And we are done with our mini bauble. Mine's not so mini. This will be what it will look like. So, what did you guys, I really can't see what, can you see me? Can I be seen? So, what did you guys think of this more tutorial style video? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, consider subscribing to help support this channel grow. It'll be a great help to me and it will help me to make more videos like this in the future. You can also help support this channel by buying any of my patterns on my Ravelry store. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye!